Hi everyone, MTash here with a very quick Rift guide. So I know the game isn't out yet, we don't have access to it, but I did spend the weekend at the Red Bull Studios playing Rift all darn weekend. And I played a lot of this game, probably 30, 40, 50 games, and I didn't play it alone. I played with a bunch of other very talented PvP players, and we spent a lot of time theory crafting, discussing, and figuring out what is the optimal way to play this game mode. Before we get into that though, before we break down the tactics on how you can win at this game and, really carry a team, I want to talk about how do you get points? How do you get the points on the board there? Scoring is pretty darn simple. You get 100 points per kill. If you are carrying the spark when you get a kill, you actually get a bonus 50 points, and if you kill someone who has the spark, you get 400 points. 100 for the kill, and 300 for the carrier kill bonus. Those are the main scoring that you're going to get from killing people, essentially, in the game. There's nothing else that really changes there. The next biggest thing is how you get score while carrying the spark. So once you pick it up, you are going to start moving towards the rift. And once you do, you start getting checkpoints. At each checkpoint, you are going to get 100 points. All the ones up before the last one are kind of distance ones, so literally an inch before the rift, you will have all of them unlocked except the one. And once you actually slam it down, you get two sets of distance. I don't know why they score it this way, but essentially, if you slam the ball in the rift, you're going to get 1,500 points. If you go in backwards, you're going to get 1,650, because going in backwards causes your character to do a backflip, get some style points, and you get an extra 150 points. So over the course of a run, depending on the size of the map and depending how you enter the rift, you can get anywhere between, about 1,800 and almost 2,000 points just for running that ball from point A to point B and getting the capture. For some reason, you actually don't make it to the rift. That's actually not too bad. You still get quite a few points. You're going to get all the distance points, and you're also going to get points for the carrier bonus. So the closer you get, the higher that score is. From what we could tell, it is between 300 and 500. If you dive pretty much right in front of the rift, you get like 500 from it. So it's, you can still get quite a few points. If you have made it almost all the way to the rift and you die, you're still going to make like 1,000 plus points for your team, which is huge. Moving on to tactics, let's talk when is it opportune time to pick up the ball, when don't you want to grab it? And unfortunately, the answer is always pick it up. Seriously, always pick it up, because even if you go to pick it up and you die instantly, the amount of points you get is almost identical to the amount of points that the enemy teams gets for killing you. So if you have that opportunity to pick up the ball and you're low health, you can still blink forward, hopefully get a checkpoint, and you're going to get equal or better than them. And if you get lucky, you can squeak on through, make it to the rift, and give your team a massive boost. One of the things we found in the tournament, and why I say that, is Flamesword's team would repeatedly grab the ball, set up, and look to push as a team together. What this caused, unfortunately, despite being the kind of the smart thing, what you'd expect to work, was it kind of countered them. Because they turned around and, they didn't make progress with the ball, we were able to respawn, set up, and defend against the push way easier than them pushing through a couple people after a gunfight. Now, I'm not saying that this isn't a possible tactic. If you are with a very strong team, you pull back the ball to get your health back and then push as a team, you can decimate a team, make a guaranteed push, and get the win. But there are many opportunities when it is just better to say, I'm doing it, I'm grabbing that ball, and it's going to turn out better for your team. A prime example of that is if your entire team is dead and no one is around the ball, just pick it up. You are going to get points, you can hopefully make a push towards the enemy team, and the biggest thing is, you are now shutting down their push. You're not giving them the opportunity to pick up the ball. And, it's going to put your team maybe not an elite score-wise, but you're denying the other team from getting a massive amount of points and putting pressure on your team. So now the next thing I want to talk about is spawn killing. Because these spawns are set in this game mode, they never switch. You actually can stand in the back of their base and, to an extent, spawn kill them. This has a drawback, however. It can be extremely effective. It can win you games, because if you have one guy roaming around, picking off people from behind, it causes a lot of pressure, it causes a lot of stress. But if you have too many people in the back lines in their spawn zone, If someone does make it through and makes it to the spark, you now are on the opposite end of your own rift and you can't defend it. So, it is a bit of a dance between people defending and people attacking. What we found worked best was having kind of one guy deep, one guy supporting him but still back, and then two guys focused heavily on the spark. This leaves room for a couple of roamers, and overall it is a very strong setup. Now, moving away from that, we're going to start looking at classes. We're going to look at supers. What is the best supers? What is the best little things that are going to do to make your game that much better? If you want to be the top Rift player, Blink is huge. I hate to say it, but we tried a couple games with Blink, and it is so damn strong. If you're able to pick up the spark and blink forward a couple times, there is a very good chance that you have 1 or 2 checkpoints just from the speed that Blink gives you. It also allows you to be way more evasive than any of the other jumps in the game. So, getting that spark and being able to evade and survive is huge. It's a massive player in this game. The other thing, you probably want to spec into agility, and if you want to be one of the top Rift players, the top Rift teams, you need to coordinate with your teammates who the Rift runner is going to be, who the spark guy is going to be, because if you just have random people jumping in and out and they don't have their accounts optimized with agility and stuff like that, you're kind of handicapping yourself. So Blink and agility are very, very big for this game mode. The next thing is supers. What are the good supers? We found that the Void Bow was a massive asset, extremely good asset, because not only does it give you a nice free kill on the enemy team, it starts shutting down areas with that suppression. So if you're able to get a kill near the spark, no one else on the other team can enter it. The other big one was the Defender Bubble. If you throw it down on the spark, not only does it not allow the enemy team to walk in there without getting blinded or punched in the face by a defender, but it also can buff your team. Everyone can run through it, or the runner can run through it and get some weapons of light to mow down enemies easier, or get a shield, etc., etc., etc. Those are the two big ones. Everything else is mostly just a slaying super. So yes, a Striker Titan can be good because you can get a triple kill instantly. A Blade Dancer can put pressure on the enemy team, but those are the two, kind of Void Bow and Defender Bubble, that really do show some support and can be massive assets for your team. The final thing I would suggest is go in with a team. If you've ever been pub stomped in a Iron Banner game against 6-man teams or something like that, this will be 15 times worse. Going in solo will be an absolute clusterfuck, because coordinating pickups with the spark, moving with your team, is impossible if you are not coordinating properly. Just because it's so hard to push against the enemy team. Even if they aren't super coordinated, good luck. Honestly, good luck. That being said, even if you have 3, 4 friends, you don't have all 6, that's going to be better than nothing, but definitely the teamwork is a huge thing. So let's do a very quick recap. Number 1, you want to spec into agility, you want to spec into hopefully blink if you can, because it's a massive asset, and you're going to want to pick up that ball as often as possible. It shuts down the other team, and getting distance with that ball is going to get you points. That being said, don't be stupid about it. It does take 3 to 5 seconds to pick up the ball, so if the area isn't clear, don't just slide in and hope to pick it up, because you're going to die most likely. The other big thing is use supers such as Void Bow and Defender Bubble if you are a very hardcore player and want to win games and give your team an advantage. Other than that, you can just use the slaying supers because they're going to be very, very effective as well. Spawn killing is a thing, it does work in this game mode, but if you are too deep in their side, you are going to have issues, and you're going to have the enemy team able to essentially push for free if too many people are deep in their zone. Other than that, that's pretty much all I can say about Rift. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you do want some more PvP type videos, if you want to get better at the Crucible, I highly suggest you check out my channel, Mtashed. I focus exclusively on Crucible content, guides, and breakdowns of gameplays to show you how to improve in PvP. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, absolutely loved the game mode, and I'm really excited for you guys to get to play it. Thanks to PlanetDestiny for having me, and I will see you very soon, my friends. Bye-bye.